Hey, well, tonight I'm angry about the way our government works. And this is Monday, the 21st of December, 2020. The government I'm referring to is the United States government, and the workings I'm referring to are the sausage-making apparatus that produced this latest bill. The bill that everybody feels gives them a little something, whether it's your $600 direct payment, whether it's your unemployment help, whether it's your ability to deduct the PPP loans that were received that were used for appropriate expenses. Everybody gets a little something, but the favored entities are getting millions, if not billions. And let's take a look at this in a little more depth and get some sense of exactly how badly this whole operation is being run. Now they've actually passed a bill that totals about $1 trillion, 900 and something billion dollars. But this bill illustrates the dramatic problems that we have with the way our government is working. So let's look at the first issue. The first issue is the fact that this bill is 5,593 pages long, and the Congress is expected to vote on this tonight. Now, Senator Mike Lee of Utah pointed out that printing 5,593 pages would take his office 3 hours, and that seemed like hyperbole to me. But I checked with my printer, which can print 18 pages a minute, and my printer would take 5 hours to print this bill out. So once again, we have an example of a bill that you have to vote on, which you have to pass in order to read it. What kind of government forces politicians to actually vote on these bills without being given an opportunity to read them? This bill was actually negotiated between, I believe, only 4 people, and yet the entire Congress and Senate is going to be expected to endorse what they've come up with. And not only that, they're expected to vote on it without even knowing what it says. Here are some of the things that it says, which are completely outrageous. I'm going to show you a chart to start with that gives you some perspective of roughly where the money's going. $325 billion to small business. Unemployment benefits, $120 billion. Direct checks, $166 billion. Annoyingly enough, schools at $82 billion are getting 3 times as much as rental assistance. Of course, the schools, which charge ridiculous tuitions, are being supported with our tax money, even though we cannot attend them without paying exorbitant tuitions. But the fact that politicians aren't even able to read the bill before voting on it is not even the biggest issue. The biggest issue is the fact that this government has shut down this country's economy with very scant medical evidence to justify it, and now they're giving us small handouts to pacify us while enormous sums of money are being transferred to favored entities. We did the same story about 6 months ago with the first COVID bill, where favored entities were getting billions and American citizens were getting $1,200, if that. Once again, colleges being helped. Once again, businesses being helped. And once again, individuals being left out in the cold. This bill contains the normal amount of pork that you would expect, i.e. an exorbitant, ridiculous, vomitous amount. Let's give you some examples. First of all, I think Israel's getting $3.3 billion. Egypt's getting $1.3 billion. The Sudan is getting $700 million. $1.4 billion is going to something called the Asia Reassurance Initiative Act, and even Ukraine is getting hundreds of millions of dollars this go round. Most upsetting of all is the fact that the US Census Bureau is apparently getting $208 million to upgrade their computer systems for the next census, which only takes place in 2030. I'll remind you that there are only 350 million or so of us in this country. $208 million on computer systems to count 350 million votes? My God, this is a new record for the government. I'll point out again, this money is borrowed. We have to pay it back. You and me, not the government. There is no government source of revenue except for money that they're able to extract from us. This is money that we have to pay back. This is money that's not even going to us. This is money that the senators who will be voting on this act haven't even had a chance to read. They haven't even been able to read the details of where the money is going, and yet this is being voted on right now, and to great acclaim throughout the country, because whether you're getting $600, whether you're getting to write off expenses, everybody's getting a small little piece of the pie, while the vast majority of the pie, once again, goes to friends of the government. When will we ever wake up?